Hello, fellow fiber collector and stitch enthusiast. I am so excited to catch you up on what I've been doing. First, let's get started on what I'm wearing. This is a pattern by Bag O' Day Crochet. It's called a bandana cowl by Bag O' Day Crochet. Let me take it off so I can show you it a little bit closer. The original pattern called for a looser neck. I like my cowls a little bit closer to the neck, so I did modify that. It also had fringe, but I'm not a fringe girl, so I did not add fringe. When I did the neck of the cowl, I did a back post, so when I folded it over, it was a front post, double crochet. Other than that, I followed Crystal's very clear instructions, and the pattern was very easy and wonderful to follow. So I highly recommend doing this bandana cowl. It is a wonderful pattern, lovely, cozy, and warm. This I found on Marley Bird's YouTube channel during her 24 days of quickies. This is the Game Day Super Cowl made with a 6mm hook and ice yarns gumball. I love the texture and all of the amazing stitches that she incorporated during this pattern, when she designed this pattern. It was, oh my gosh, so fast to work up. I highly recommend this one if you're looking for something fast, a quick gift, go for it. Now let's talk about all these beautiful hats I saved for last. Let's start with this one. This is the 5-star beanie hat by Yarndragonscreations. The ribbing was done in a 5mm hook, and the main hat is done in a 5.5mm hook. The yarn is Ferris wheel, and the color is Imaginary Garden. I love the yarn, and I love the pattern. It was a really quick workup. This is a pattern I found on Ravelry. It's by Melanie Norris. It uses a 5.5 hook. I love that it says coffee, and it I use scraps of ice yarn, and there's little hearts on it. So that was the first one, and I used a 5.5 and my stitches, and did my stitches a little tighter on this one. And I decided to go a little rogue on this one and add the border. And I tend to do that sometimes after I do a first pattern. And I am really happy with it. The next one is the Basic Rib Family hat made in adult size, yarn inspiration, made with Ferris wheel 2 strands. Now this one is made flat and then seamed together. It's actually very easy to make, a quick workout, and I absolutely love the texture of this one. This is the Divine hat made with Superwash Merino Extra Fine You can find the pattern on Ravelry. This hat is made with ice yarn favorite, and the ribbing is done in a double crochet front post with 2 rows. This divine hat is done in gray favorite with an alternating double crochet. I was contacted by a friend who asked me to make a hat for a family member, and I said absolutely. And then she contacted me again and asked me if I could make some hats for an organization. And she told me the story behind that organization, and I was absolutely on board to do it, more than happy. So I set everything aside, including the 2020 project, and got started on it. Here is, however, the progress that I did have done on the 2020 challenge prior to starting the amazing project for my friend. So eventually I will get the 2020 challenge finished. I do want to show you something though that I was working on in between. My mom had sent me a box of my great aunt's knitting needles. And my very good friend, Carrie, had said, you need to learn how to knit. And it's something I've always wanted to do. Carrie had told me, we'll start you out on washcloths. I said, okay, but I really want to do Fair Isle. And she said, that's pretty ambitious. I said, okay. My first attempt at fingerless mitts didn't go very well, as you see. Oh well, that's okay. I went to Fiber Spider's channel. And this was my first attempt at Fair Isle. This is what happens when you try to memorize it. I finally printed out a picture of the pattern. And this is the final product. This one is the second one I did using, I can't remember the yarn, but I loved how it faded from light or dark to light at the top, and it turned out beautiful. Have the best day until we see each other again.